Hello, and welcome back to the Test Drive Podcast, brought to you by Sport Car USA. I'm your host, Lee Bodette.
Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome to our Test Drive Podcast. Get this, number 50. Can you believe it? 50 podcasts. And I didn't bring any noisemakers or any balloons, so I guess we'll just have to pretend that they're here. But we certainly do appreciate you listening to our podcast, number 50, and all the other ones, 49, right? I've been a radio broadcaster for over 40 years. I host a series called Test Drive on the YouTube channel. I'm the front man and host of Sport Car USA. Also do a few selling jobs at Sport Car USA, selling those high-performance muscle cars, modern muscle cars, that is. I've been a car enthusiast my entire life, and this is kind of what we're going to be talking about during this 50th Test Drive podcast. We do buy and sell modern muscle cars all over the country, so if you're looking to sell your vehicle or if you're looking for a modern muscle car, just go to sportcarusa.com and check out our inventory and leave us a message. So today, I thought it'd be kind of cool, kind of fun to start with this. I have a confession to make. I'm a Car-O-Holic. Are you a Car-O-Holic? I have to tell you, I'm in my mid-60s. Hate to admit that, but it's true. My definition of what a Car-O-Holic is goes like this. A Car-O-Holic is a person who loves automobiles, enjoys the excitement of taking ownership of a new vehicle as well. A Car-O-Holic needs one, wants one, just has to have one. So at the very end of this, I'll ask you again, are you a Car-O-Holic? Now, here are some signs that you, in fact, may be a Car-O-Holic. And again, these are coming from me. So it means I've had all these signs. Some of the examples that you're a Car-O-Holic. I need a truck. Why do I need a truck? Because I go to the dump every once in a while. That's why I need a truck. Okay. Another reason. It's the sharpest, best looking car or truck I've ever seen. How about this one? A family situation. Maybe you have a new baby, a couple of dogs, so you need more room. That's why you have to get that vehicle. Reasons that you're a Car-O-Holic include economy. Well, you know, gas prices are going up. This is going to save us a lot of money each week on gas. Great fuel economy with that vehicle. Or this one. I just love that color. Yellow's my favorite color. It looks sharp on just about every vehicle I've seen, and I just love it. Another reason why you're a Car-O-Holic. I need that all-wheel drive, that four-wheel drive. You know, for the winter, here in the North Country, we live in Vermont, so I got to have that, and maybe we'll do a little, mountain trails. We'll go up some mountains and check all the trails out, and I got to have that four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, just have to. This is probably my favorite one. The reason I'm a Car-O-Holic, a sport car. Oh, it goes 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. It's a convertible. Oh, I just love that open air feeling. It has a T-top on it. Yes, comes right off. And the last one I came up with for being a Car-O-Holic, it's going to lower my monthly payment. That's right. Or it's only going to go up about $10 or maybe $50. I can do that. Sure, of course. Now again, mentioning my age, mid-60s, early mid-60s, I might say. What are some of the vehicles that I've had? And I've had a lot of vehicles, and too numerous to mention, really. There's no way. Either I can't remember them or I just don't have time. I don't want to bore you with it. But let's do it by categories. The truck category. These are the vehicles that I have owned or leased. Most of the time that I'll finance them. And the reason I bring that up is I'm a perfect person for a lease in one way, that I don't put many miles on my vehicles and I trade all the time. But if you're trading all the time, not always easy to get out of a lease early. So if you finance, yeah, you can probably get out of that financing, but you're probably going to be buried as well, which you know what that means, right? Oh, more than the car's worth or truck? Yeah, okay. So some of the trucks that I've owned, and these are plural, okay? I've owned Tundras, F-150s, one Ram truck, didn't care for it, Tacomas, and Rangers. I've even had a couple of vans, Dodge Caravans, throughout my life. Economy cars that I've owned, a Toyota Tercel, Dodge Omni, Corolla, a couple of RAV4s, including a RAV4 Prime, which is the plug-in, a Prius Prime, which is the plug-in, the BZ4X, which just came out a little over a year ago or so. That's an all-electric vehicle. And how about a Pontiac Grand Am? And we can't leave out this category, if you know me, sport cars. What sport cars have I owned? I still have my 66 Mustang. I've had it about 15 years. If I could only have hung on to these other vehicles for 15 years, I'd be a rich, rich man today. But I'm not. GT350, GT500, and of course the Mustang GT. I've had 2 Corvettes, a Camaro, 2 Dodge Challengers, 3, get this, 3 Miatas. I'm 6'2", shrinking a little bit these days, and that was the Fred Flintstone era for me. People actually thought I was a Shriner, and they gave me a fez as my forehead was kind of above the windshield. But I had 3 of those. And how about a Mercury Capri? Trans Am, Firebird, and this was one of my favorites, the Fiero Formula. Now, Fiero had a lot of problems back in the day. They weren't known for their quality. They didn't run real well. In 1988, they came out with the Fiero Formula. It was the last year of the Fiero, but it was a whole new, not necessarily design, but they went through the entire vehicle, and that was the best Fiero they ever made. But Pontiac got rid of it after 1988. So I ask you again, after hearing all of this, all of my history on vehicles, are you in fact a Car-O-Holic? If you are, welcome to the club. Thanks for listening to our podcast, Test Drive Podcast, number 50. I'm Lee Bodette, your host. Be sure to check out our test drive series on YouTube. And as I mentioned, if you're buying or looking for a modern muscle car, go to sportcarusa.com and we'll help you out. We'll see you next time on our next Test Drive Podcast. And remember, let's never forget the men and women serving this great country of ours. Goodbye, everybody.